Hey everybody, Neri coming to you from Florida, where I'm here to help celebrate Asian Pacific Rim authors during this Heritage Month. And since I am a graphic novelist, I'm going to talk about a few graphic novels. And I'm many things, but I'm also a quarter Filipino, so I have a love of the Pacific Rim Islands and island culture in general. Um, So the first two I'm going to talk about are by an Malaysian cartoonist called Lot, one of the most popular Southeast Asian artists and writers. And he wrote a couple of books of memoirs about his childhood growing up, one called Kampung Boy, the other called Town Boy. And I love the format, the long and skinny kind of books. They're very easy to read. They're very funny. This first one is, it's younger kids, like a grade school kid. And it's just filled with all kinds of wonderful pictures about us growing up in a small village, living in these little huts, and kind of life, Muslim life growing up. And so there's a lot of interesting things that most people, myself included, don't know about. Just little details of day-to-day life, of how they existed. And they're very straightforward, but, very funny and full of kind of wacky characters. Like the father, there's a bit about when he gets circumcised, that whole ceremony they go through is very funny. And then when he gets a little older, they move to town, and it's about life in the big city, which is not so big, but compared to the village, it's like a huge, huge thing. Again, great characters, great drawings, funny writing, very simple, but these books won a lot of awards and are well known, like really well known in Asia, and they made a TV show out of it and all kinds of things. So I highly recommend these two. The other one, the Tamaki Sisters, this one's summer, but the one I was going to recommend, but I can't find at the moment, is their YA graphic novel called Skim, which is really, really incredible, kind of groundbreaking book. Definitely coming of age and finding yourself as a young girl and all the hardships you have to go through. Incredibly personal. The thing about all these books is that they're very personal, they're very human, and that's what I love about them. This one is about a just summer friendship, growing up. It's kind of middle grade, although it does touch on some serious topics. Parents who are going through a hard time and just difficulties coming of age. Skim is definitely a YA book. And then one of my favorite graphic novels, Night Fisher by R. Kikuo Johnson, who's Hawaiian. And he's only done really one graphic novel. He did another one for younger kids. This is a YA. And you probably recognize him from his work in the New Yorker magazine, but just beautiful illustrations and about growing up in the islands of Hawaii. Just beautiful, beautiful capturing of that life. I spent a little time in Hawaii in my younger days, and so it feels very accurate and real. And again, it goes through some of the hard things you deal with as a teenager, drugs and all kinds of trying to find out who you are and who your friends are, and just those kind of crucially hard days in your later teens. Beautifully drawn. I highly recommend it. So these 4 graphic novels, I give a big thumbs up. Asian graphic novelist, filled with humanity, wonderful art, a sense of humor, but also delving very, very deep into these personal stories and memoir-like tales. So that is my take for Asian Heritage Month, Pan-Pacific Heritage Month. And if you're looking for a good graphic novel for middle grade or YA, I recommend these 4 or 5 graphic novels. Superb, award-winning, highly acclaimed, and original. So you can't go wrong. This is Neri from Florida signing off.